Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK, Abrochimemu, Era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free amana never be go among Ghana Muha. It is a we a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way sorry, more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boss sound in the moon at the dia and you may come for GTR sounds at the Emao. Your live band in so our tones at the frame, ye beat me abababua. Ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi ane se wo befre empanifo ewo 0546960510 GTR sounds emu de angaza.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the news headline review. Here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspective. I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu. Joining me this morning on the news headline review is Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning, Miss Regina.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great too.
I'm fine. Hope all is well.
Yeah.
We bless God. All right, so let's dive straight into our news items for this morning. Government launches $85 million renewable energy project for island communities, GhanaPo. The Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, has announced the launch of a major renewable energy initiative aimed at extending clean energy access to thousands of Ghanaians, particularly those in remote and island communities. Given an update on the performance of the energy sector on Wednesday, July 16th, the minister revealed that the government officially launched the Ghana Scaling Up Renewable Energy Program, known as STRIP, on May 30th, 2025. The minister has launched the Ghana Scaling Up Renewable Energy Program, known as STRIP, and we did it on 30th May 2025. This project is funded with an $85 million grant from the African Development Bank, Climate Investment Fund, SECO, and Government of Ghana, GhanaPo stated. He explained that the STRIP project will roll out a wide range of solar-powered infrastructure across the country, targeting undeserved communities. He outlined the project aims to deploy 12,000 neg meters solar PV systems across homes, construct 35 mini-grids to supply energy to 70,000 people and 47 island communities, and ensure that we supply 1,450 solar home systems for off-grid households and public facilities. The $85 million initiative is part of government's broader agenda to transition Ghana to cleaner, more sustainable sources of energy while reducing dependency on fossil fuels, By targeting rural and island communities, the project also seeks to address long-standing energy inequality and supports inclusive development. So that was coming from the Energy Minister, Mr. Chinapo, saying that government is launching an 85 million renewable energy project for island communities, and these island communities are islands and lake communities, particularly around Lake Volta. They didn't really specify, but when you look at geographical terms right here in Ghana here, most of the island communities are in Volta, and they face unique challenges related to access to basic services and infrastructure, and many of these communities lack electricity, healthcare facility, and adequate transportation, hindering their development and well-being. So that is it, coming from the Energy Minister, that they are launching a renewable 85 million energy project for these island community for easy access to electricity in order for them to go about their daily life and businesses right there in the island community. Ms. Regina, what was your initial reaction when you came across this news item?
Okay, so it's a great move. When we look at renewable energy, it's a kind of energy that doesn't run out. It's an energy that comes directly from natural sources and all that. So they invest in $85. Yeah, if I'm correct. $85 million in energy for these people. I think it's a great move, and it's quite applaudable, because we can't be living in a country where some part of Ghana would have access to 24-hour economy, 24-hour lights, and some people do not, because it's quite disturbing. Just imagine the day John Jinapo came out to say that they would be having a maintenance in regards to the ECG and all that, and most people mistook it for the whole day. And we went to church carrying our power banks, we went to church carrying our chargers and all that. In fact, me personally, I didn't really use my phone because I was trying to save my battery.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these people disappointed us. Promise and full, and everyone was lamenting. We say Ghana for you doom lights mo beka. So you should know that ECG or light or energy is something that we deal with each and every day. It has become part and parcel of us. We can't do without it. Most people, most organizations, institutions could store provision shops, market women, and most of them use electricity.
Yeah.
And without these things, some people's goods go bad. I can remember it got to a point where our ECG crisis was very high. Was very, very, very high, especially in Ghana, everywhere, every part of Ghana. And some people would go as far as 3 days, 4 days without lights. And when you speak to these market women, they were complaining, especially those handling a cold store. Almost someone say, and it has caused a whole lot of financial loss for them and all that. And we do understand them. So yes, with this kind of initiative they are bringing up, it's a great one, because those people, they need it. And it wouldn't should I say, it wouldn't be that expensive, because renewable energy is coming directly from the sun, that it's natural, so it's a good thing. But they should make sure that they invest the money wisely.
In as much as it's a renewable source of light, and it's coming right from the sun, and I guess it have its own pros and its own cons. That has to do with, solar energy deals with the sun. So should, in case there's no, the sun is not really that scorchy, and then they don't have access to light due to the fact that this solar energy wasn't really powered by the sun. do they have any alternative for these people should in case the solar energy fails them? Because you can't rely solely on one source of light or one source of energy. You need to look for a plan B. So what would you suggest the government do just in case the what's the name again? Just in case the solar energy fails these communities?
With that, I think then it's better they aside the renewable energy, they just kind of saying the normal electricity we all use in Ghana here, they can use that as an alternative for them, because even in Ghana, even in Accra, most people still use solar.
Yeah.
In as much as they have what is it called, lights, we still use solar. Some people also still use generators. So even though it's expensive, it's an alternative. So as he said, most people looking at the renewable energy, one comes from solar, that is energy from the sun, energy from moving air.
Oh, okay, the air also give.
Yes, wind. Hydro, energy from flowing water. Biomass, energy from plant and waste. And geothermal, energy from heat inside the earth. So just imagine all this. What if looking at even this time, this season, it's not really scorching that. Exactly. What you say in Famambo?
That one I don't think it's possible, because in Fama they be in Fama bebo.
Hey, where are you?
Oh yes.
I know they be an Famabo.
So how will we breathe if there's no air? Yes. In Fama no bebo, but how strong is it going to be to power the solar system? Yeah,
so they should just ECG, Electricity Company of Ghana. That is the best thing. They need to make sure that they go into all these islands, rural areas, and make sure that all these people have access to 24/7
electricity. Yeah, they have lights available, and I think that was a good one coming from the energy minister. The fact that these people are living on island doesn't mean that they are not parts of the country or they are not part of Ghana. They also have their life over there. I would like to live on an island one day and see how life is going to be like, surrounded by water. That was a good one coming from the energy minister. These are actually communities that are deprived of health care facilities and electricity, and the government's coming up to provide these people with renewable energy is a good one right from there. We are just hoping that it's not just talks, but they are going to implement it as well. All right, moving on to our next news item. Upon Nkrumah introduces private members' bill to amend Public Financial Management Act, the Member of Parliament, Kojo Upon Nkrumah, has introduced a private members' bill aimed at amending the Public Financial Management Act. The proposed amendment seeks to prevent the Minister for Finance from allocating funds to any ministry, department, or agency that does not have a development plan certified by the National Development Planning Commission. Furthermore, the bill also proposes a ban on the authorization or retention of internally generated funds by MDAs unless their programs are certified by the NDPC. Speaking to journalists on Wednesday, July 16th, Upon Nkrumah, who also serves as the ranking member on the Economy and Development Committee of Parliament, said the move is designed to improve public financial accountability and bolster effort to safeguard the national purse. He said, "I'm blocking that hole where MDAs spend internally generated funds. There are lots of MDAs who will tell you that they are using their own money and not taxpayers' money." He also added, "Before you collect that money, there are charges that need to be passed. That's public money. Its use must agree with the National Development Plan. And so, what this bill seeks to do is to block that hole and help protect the public purse." Let me explain this further. Kojo Upon Nkrumah has introduced a private members bill to amend the Public Financial Management Act. The goal is to tighten controls on how ministries, departments, and agencies spend public funds, especially their internally generated funds. No government funding without development plan. If an MDA does not have a development plan approved by the National Development Planning Commission, it will not receive any money from the Ministry of Finance. This ensures every MDA is guided by a national development framework, not just ad hoc or politically driven spending. Ban on using internally generated funds without certification. MDAs cannot keep or spend their own IGF, that is internally generated funds, like money from services or licenses, unless the NDPC certifies their programs. Even if it's their own money, it's still considered public spending, so it must align with national priorities. And that is coming from Kojo Upon Nkrumah. He says that he is going to bring up a bill. He's passing a bill, private members bill, to amend the Public Financial Management Act. If you don't have a developmental plan, they are not going to give you any money to do anything. Even your internally generated fund, it's not your own money, it's for the government. On that note, if you want to use it, you need to come with a certificate proving that you want to do something developmental for the government. That is coming from Kojo Nkrumah minority.
It's a good one because this is a bill that has nothing to do with the government, but rather it's a personal bill he has brought up.
He said private members.
Yeah, so it's waiting for institution
Public spending.
In fact, it's not a law that the government itself or this law naba. Or you don't get what I'm saying.
He said he's introduced, into one
In America, say any law a buying and a day but
I buy it from him himself.
Yes.
So this one he doesn't have to go to parliament and then.
No, this.
Let me get you right.
I'm trying to say, this is a law he has set up for himself. Not for himself as in for himself, but he has set up for let me say the people there. But this is not a law coming from government. I say I buy and say okay. You get it.
I get it. I get it.
That is what I'm trying to say, and it's a good thing because MPP knew.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I say it matters. I want to be sure. MPP.
Yeah. And he
I say
now...
I dream of so these people are intelligent.
Oh yes.
But like I say, dini papa kwechi. I know more but aside that, it's a great move because for one person to sit down, deliberate on this issue and come out with this intelligent and brilliant idea, trust me, it's a great move. And I know and I believe that as he has brought it out, the MPs in parliament, they need to support it because it's a very good one. Protecting the public purse. People just dip their hands into the government coffers with or without sometimes instructions. I know that when you want to bring up a developmental initiative, you need to seek consent first before any money is being allocated to you. But some people find, should I say, it's something more like black markets. Yes, yeah. They just find a way and just get the money without doing what they are supposed to do. So, with this bill, when it's been introduced or when it's been accepted by everyone and also by the public, it's a very good thing because you would be accountable. It would be transparent also. So, first off, it is a bill that would prevent overspending.
Yeah.
And secondly, budget discipline. Even as normal human beings or as individuals, when we are even being paid, the way we calculate the money, me save way, me do way better way, me do way better saying, sika we the mame fan koto me fan san kakra. That is you discipline yourself. So when it comes to the government money also, they need to be disciplined as well. And also lastly, to increase accountability, how public officials manage taxpayers' money. Let's say this. One of the money that is really enjoyable is taxpayers' money. But from what I'm seeing, because do you know why? These people are not really accountable. First off, they are not accountable. Secondly, they are not being transparent when it comes to taxpayers' money. They just bring any initiative just like that. Then at the end of the day, because they know money would be allocated to them, they just get the money. They don't even use the money for its right intended purpose. First, I think that was way back some years ago. Contractors, example, were having issues with constructing the roads here, constructing the roads. What we heard, says you can't feel so let's say 1,000 cedis. Everybody do nipa no obey a road no. Na sika na asa. Nti de ono ba benya no just a peanuts, and peanuts can't construct a long durable road because we have roads that normal vehicles pass on, and we have roads that heavy duty vehicles pass on. So just imagine they building a weak construction of a road and heavy duty cars pass on that road. It would create a mess. So sometimes these people just spend recklessly because they know at the end of the day that money they are spending wouldn't be accounted for. So let's put it. What Kojo Opon Nkrumah brought or has brought up is a very good one. And not only him, but we are hoping that everyone in Parliament would embrace that bill. They can deliberate on it, they can debate on it. At the end of the day, they need to make sure that it's accepted. I think with what he brought up is this, it has something similar to do with the accountability series. They are doing.
So right now, you don't just have to go and be like, you need money. Or maybe your internally generated funds. We know, in my mind, for me, per my knowledge, I know that the internally generated funds is like they generate it internally.
And it's supposed to be internal. It doesn't. No, sorry to interrupt.
So even with even that one, before you even use your internally generated funds, you need to account for it. You need to bring up provide a plan as to why you use that money. So he's saying that thing that they are saying that is their money. Even that one is not your own money. It's still government's money because it was through the organization you were able to generate that fund. So even that, you still have to account for it.
And when we use the SC nominees, for example, I think one of the judges said that when it comes to the judicial system, they need to make sure that the internally generated funds are mainly for them, because according to him, almost 70% is going to the government, and they are just skipping 30%. So this should even tell you that in as much as it's internally generated funds, they still have access to it, they still have control to it. So if you want to use money that is yours, you have to account for it. You need to make sure that you give a breakdown. When you are going to meet a businessman for money to help you with your business proposal, you don't just go and say, oh, me pacho, me who so was scapa into there, my miskaka carry na me fan start here. No, any business oriented person wouldn't just give you the money. You need to bring a business proposal. He or she needs to go through, amend it, accept it, sign it before he or she would give you the money. So it's a very good one. It's a very good one.
All right, moving on to our next news item. Government rolls out 23,500 solar street lights to cut grid load by 300 megawatts. The Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, has announced a major transition to solar-powered street lighting as part of efforts to ease pressure on the national grid and improve energy efficiency. Speaking during the government's accountability series on Wednesday, July 16th, Mr. Jinapor revealed that the government has begun installing 23,500 all-in-one solar street lights across the country, covering a total stretch of 700 kilometers. The minister stated, as part of our street lightening project, I'm happy to announce that we have commenced the installation of all-in-one solar street lights. We intend to do 23,500 units covering a distance of 700 kilometers so that gradually we can take solar as the main focus and move our street lights away from the grid. He explained that street lights, which typically depend on the national grid, significantly contribute to peak energy demand, exacerbating pressure on power generation during critical hours. He said, the street lights depend largely on the grid, and unfortunately, these street lights come on during the peak period. The difference between the peak period and the off-peak period can range around 400 to 600 megawatts, and these street lights alone accounts for more than 200 megawatts, he noted. Mr. Jinapor said the shift to solar would shave off about 200 to 300 megawatts from the grid, a move he described as a significant contribution to energy sector efficiency. The Solar Street Lights initiative is part of President Mohammed's administration's broader strategy to adapt renewable energy solutions and reduce the country's dependency on fossil fuels and grid-based consumption, especially during periods of high demand. Now, during the engagement yesterday with Government Accountability Series, there were a whole lot of revelations from the Energy Minister, and one of them was government to roll out 23,500 solar street lights to cut grid load by 300 megawatts. This means that now the street lights we have on our streets are not going to be on the main grid again. That means that they are going to, cut off revenue. They are, in a way, they are saving money because they are going to be buying solar lights to generate the street lights system right here in Ghana. And I think that's a good call for them. It means that they are not going, government is no longer going to be paying for electricity bill for street lights. Yeah. But right now they are going to buy solar to, power our street lights in the country and in our communities as well.
Sorry, when you read this, and it drew my mind back to the first conversation we had. So we missed out on the point that actually the sun charges. Yeah. And to say you doom lights can, and I say, as you said, what you say we are but and during the day the sun charges it for it to power. Yeah. So in a way, it's, should I say, it saves energy for the peak days, as they said. So first off, the 23,500 solar street lights to cut grid load by 300 MW. It's a good thing, because as it stands now, a lot of load on our power, a lot of load will our power so currently, and that is where sometimes the doom so comes in. Even when you are home, and I don't know if anyone has experienced this, but when you are blending something with a blender and it's too much, does it blend?
And the light is too much.
No. And the load in the blender.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly. That is how our light is, because load is too much. Just imagine the whole of Ghana and all these petty things also. So with this, with the government installing this, it's a great move. First off, we know that these street lights do not. These street lights will use sunlight and not electricity from the national power grid. And secondly, it will help reduce the amount of electricity taken from the grid by up to 300 megawatts. And also, it's a big saving because we can save and maybe utilize that money for another thing. So why it's important? It saves electricity, so more power is available for homes, hospitals, and schools. And as we said earlier, it prevents power cuts. That is our doomso. So when this initiative is being brought up, and we are still experiencing doomso, then it means there's a question mark somewhere. The government needs to also look into that. So solar lights also work during blackouts since they charge during the day. So even if how would I say it? Even if there's no light, we know that we can rely on these solar energies, we can rely on these street lights and all that. And one key advantage of it is, aside they saving power or they taking all this pressure off the national power grid, the second thing, it would cut down on social menace. Because with the electricity deals with the street light, and it's saying light in you automatically street now be fast
Light wall.
That be light in you. First no. If say no na ye use say mudum light street light number.
Okay.
So I say. And secondly, they should make sure I don't know how to say it, because with our street lights, people are stealing certain essential stuffs from it.
Right.
So now, how would they make sure
that the solar they safeguard it very well?
Solar no boy they saying electricity.
And maintaining it can be very, very expensive.
And nipa that's in so solar na sisu hwe obekwa kotwa bibi na sisia ebe another issue for the government. So they should also put measures in place to make sure that with the solar street lights, in a way it's being protected. Say padlock now somebody twana mo fan twano say mo be no me hu say the mechano won say also bibi ma na shackle omonya ne sanso ebeboa.
Yeah. So I think that was a good one from the Energy Minister, Mr. John Chinapo. Government's rolling out 23,500 solar street lights to cut grid load by 300 megawatts on our electricity load right here in Ghana. I don't know if I got that right, but that is it. Miss Regina, you want to say something?
No.
All right. So before we have our next section, which is the Debbie's Grill, we have a press release from the Alliance of Drivers Union for immediate release, and that was 17th July 2025. Alliance of Drivers Ghana threatens 30% transport fare increment starting 21st of July 2025. And I read the press release. We are asking the Mother Union, GPRTU, National Public Relations Officer, Alhaji Moro, why the neglect by some drivers' union at the government meeting? What happened at the meeting? Is only GPRTU members going to pay the levy? We are asking because the Mother Union, that GPRTU, isn't truly representing the interests of drivers. Taking decisions without drivers' consent is unacceptable. If we could recall, on June 5th, 2025, the Alliance of Drivers Ghana, representing the interests of drivers and transport operators across the country, expresses strong opposition to the proposed 1 cedi energy sector levy on fuel. We believe that this additional tax burden was far-reaching and devastating consequences for the transport sector, commuters, and the broader economy. The implementation of this levy will inevitably lead to a significant increase in operational costs for transport operators. Petrol prices have been increased from 12.07 to 12.88 per litre. Petrol prices have increased from 12.07 to 12.88 per litre, while diesel prices have increased from 13.20 pesos to 14.38. Okay, let me I beg your pardon, let me get that right. While diesel prices have been increased from 13.20 to 14.38 per litre. We are expecting another 9% increase on fuel the next window. Unfortunately, this burden will be passed on to commuters in the form of higher transport fares. In light of this, we are left with no choice but to announce a 30% increase in transport fares starting in 21st of July 2025. Furthermore, we find it puzzling that despite earlier reduction in transport fares, the prices of spare parts, road insurance, and car engine oil remains unchanged, and the prices of goods are still the same. We are pledging with commuters to comply with the new directive. God bless Ghana. God bless all drivers. National Organizer. Whew. That was coming from Alliance of Drivers Ghana. They are threatening to increase transport fares by 30% because of the implementation of the D levy, which is the 1 CD levy on each litre at the pump. Miss Regina, what are your thoughts to this? 30%.
Yesterday when we
15%
went,
for you.
not 30. Yesterday, I mean, I'll start walking,
Bicycle. Let me buy a bicycle.
Because fortunately for me, from my house to this place is not in as much as it's a distance. Me sorry 5 teacher said me sorry for now. Me drive 5.
You can actually jog.
Oh, I'll get it. No, I'll
house.
get it, and I'm all sweaty.
You're all sweaty. I see that.
I'll start working very soon.
Yeah. So that was coming from the Drivers Alliance Union.
It's yesterday when we spoke to some people.
I think they embraced it.
Yeah, some people embraced it.
As long as they are going to see value for the money, they don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
This is not me saying it, but according to reports we had yesterday, with the drivers, with the engagements we had with them, they were like, before then, fuel prices were 17 cedis, even close to 18 cedis. And if it has been reduced to 10 cedis, 11 cedis, and now they are putting 1 cedi on it, they actually do not have a problem with it. So, I don't know where from. It's hard. Well, let's wait and see.
Better so they should have a meeting with everyone in regards to this increment and this. But wait, though, with this one levy thing, these people accepted it, though.
Yeah, they did. But
so all of a sudden,
so the GPRTU, it looks like under the GPRTU, there are also sub drivers union. So they do not accept it. You get it. But GPRTU has actually, okay, we've not heard anything from them, but per the engagement we are having with the drivers, it looks like most of them have actually embraced this and they're okay with it.
If this levy being brought up was a levy that would be a nuisance to Ghanaians, I think that is that should be a wake-up call. But first off, we are already experiencing crisis in when it comes to our energy sector, and they've brought this initiative up to make sure that why not? Let's all at least help and pay. And as it stands now, not only ordinary Ghanaians will be paying, even the MPs will also be paying also, because they'll be buying their own fuel as it stands now. So this is an issue where it has to do with national and not individual. Sometimes I feel that we should be considerate as Ghanaians. Fine. Say musimu betum. Mutuma yebetuya. Yeah, so but at least 30% in their doors.
It's too much.
It's too much.
The 30% is too much.
And they are buying so far one levy no.
Hey,
Honestly, 30%.
please, fire for fire. All right, thank you so much for joining us on the news headline review. Up next, we have the Beach Girl.
Where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The minority in parliament is demanding the immediate dismissal of Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu and Malik Basintali from their government positions over their alleged support for violence during the Ablekuma North rerun. At a press briefing, Member of Parliament for Etiwa West, Asante Lauret Koko, said the Minority Caucus demands the following immediate action: the dismissal of violence endorsing officials, the prosecution of all perpetrators, and a comprehensive police investigation into the security failures. The minority urged President Mahama to take swift action against key government officials accused of celebrating or justifying political violence. They demand the immediate dismissal of Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu from her position as the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Development Fund and Malik Basintali from his role as the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency. According to them, their celebration and justification of violence against opposition figures disqualifies them from holding any public office. I loved when I saw this yesterday. It was very, very funny at the side of the opposition party. And I think the New Patriotic Party, I feel like they should change their name from the New Patriotic Party to the New Conference Party. Because it looks like every now and then they are coming up with a conference and they have something to say. A very big thank you to the media, because we saw everything that went on Friday. We saw everything that went on. I saw it when Hannah Bisiu arrived at the Ablekuma North election. For me personally, I didn't see the media capturing her, causing violence. The only thing she said was, after they asked her, the media asked her to comment about the incident that happened where the flying python came over Hawakumsin. And she was like, she deserved it, because she herself was bitten by these same Hawakumsin, the tax allegedly that belongs to her. And so she felt like, yes, she deserved it. That was what he said. And for Malik Basintali, immediately after the election, I saw on his Facebook post where he said that the flying pythons, the fire rangers, everybody should cease. And the election has come to an end. Is this something that has to do with you endorsing violence? No one is endorsing violence. We saw what happened during the previous administration. We saw how people were beaten at Ayawaso West Wagon. Sam Nate George is an example. He was slapped in the face. No one said anything. Not even the president, as at that time, said a thing concerning Ayawaso West Wagon. People lost their lives. No one was arrested. Not even a single ant was arrested. These same MPP members came out justifying what they did with bold chests, as if it was right. That was exactly what they did. But when the chaos happened at Ablekuma North, immediately I saw the former vice president urging the president, do something about it. And I was like, wow. Wow. Because during your term, we didn't even hear your voice. The New Patriotic Party, we heard no one's voice. They were in a room of silence. People were calling on the president, you have to do something. People have lost their lives. Can't you do something about this? Even if you cannot do anything, maybe a word or a compensation. No. But immediately after the chaos, I saw former vice president Dr. Baumia urging the president to do something. I saw a group of party faithfuls of the NPP party, calling on the current administration to act swiftly. But during their term, they were quiet. I'm not for violence, and I'm not supporting the National Democratic Congress. But we saw what happened during your administration. We saw how Akumsin pulled a gun on a civilian. We saw it. We saw how people were beaten mercilessly at Kaswa. No one complained. No one said anything. Recently, I saw a post by Hawa Kumsin saying that after the violence, the vice president did not call to wish her war and find out how she was doing. The president did not also call. I was like, wow. Was it intentional? You want the president to call you and tell you, oh, how are you doing? You were beaten. We are sorry. That's fine. But you see, whatever you don't give, don't receive, don't have it in mind to receive something in return. No. And you can as well not give what you don't have. When Howard Kumsin pulled out a gun, I saw people condemning it, but his own party people were backing her. As if she did the right thing. No one cautioned her. Howard Kumsin was not even arrested. Up to now, she was walking freely. You went into election. You went to observe personally, to back you or to support your person, and then you went there with a pepper spray. Fine, you said it was of self-defense. And some point in time, you're also saying that the people who came on you, they took out a knife and you wanted to defend yourself. In the video, I didn't see anyone taking a knife. I only saw a flying python. I didn't see anyone taking out a knife. But you see, everyone is surprised to the sudden behavior, the sudden change of the New Patriotic Party. It looks like now that they are in opposition, excuse me, they are now beginning to put certain things into consideration. They are now realizing the wrong from the right. And then you see down here, you are calling on the president to sack Malik Basintali because of what? He made a claim justifying the violence. They should sack Hannah Bisu because she made the claims justifying the violence. The claims they made was not to justify the violence. I didn't see anything to justify the violence. Let's not divert from this. It got to a time during the previous administration. Everything was bad. It's got to a time you get to a shop to buy a bottle of drink at a price of 4 cedis. You get there not the next day. Within a twinkle of an eye, you go and then the person will tell you it's 10 cedis, 6 cedis, 8 cedis. And then you ask yourself, what is happening? And the people got to realize that no, the finance minister was not doing the right thing. And I remember that even some members of parliament from the New Patriotic Party petitioned the president to remove the finance minister. He was not removed. And the then Bank of Ghana governor, they were not removed. No. Were they not also causing chaos? It is not violence, but is it not more than violence? No one spoke. We were in this country where Afenyo Makin, after they said they were going for demonstration, Afenyo Makin ended up knocking a police officer. He was not arrested. Is that not an abuse? Because you're a member of parliament, so you feel like you have the power and you can do anything you want. You end up knocking a whole police officer on the head as if a kid that is in crutch and you need to correct him to do something right. No one spoke about it. Afenyo Makin was not arrested. No. But now, you feel like you're right, they are doing the wrong thing, they should be sacked. Well, we are praying that your plea should be heard. But on a normal basis, sit down and reflect upon yourself. What you people have done is not more than what you are seeing now. We are not encouraging the National Democratic Congress to do anything bad. But what you people did, was it not worse? In fact, my own English, was it not worse than what these people are doing now? Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
So bringing you today in history and some observances of the day live on GhanaTalks breakfast show. On this day, the arrival of the ship Tata in St. George's Harbour event in African history as it carried indentured Africans to Grenada. This event is part of the broader history of indentured labor in the British Empire, where individuals were brought to work in colonies after the abolition of slavery. Beginning of the Spanish Civil War. The Spanish Civil War began on July 17, 1936, with a military uprising against the democratically elected Republican government. This uprising was led by a group of right-wing generals, including Emilio Mola and Francisco Franco. The conflict escalated after initial successes in some regions and resistance in others, ultimately leading to a bloody and protracted civil war. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was a scheduled passenger flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur that was shot down by Russian-backed forces with a Bak 9M38 surface-to-air missile on 17 July 2014, while flying over eastern Ukraine. All 283 passengers and 15 crew were killed. Contact with the aircraft, a Boeing 777-200ER, was lost when it was about 50 kilometers from the Ukraine-Russia border, and wreckage from the aircraft landed near Kharkov in Donetsk Oblast, Ukraine. In the year 180, 6 Christians from Carthage in North Africa were executed for their faith. This event is documented as the earliest recorded instance of Christianity in that region. According to news archives, the execution of these individuals, known as the Skeleton Martyrs, the event is significant because it marks an early presence of Christianity in North Africa. 100 Years' War, despite its name, lasted 116 years from 1337 to 1453. It was a series of conflicts between England and France, not a single continuous war. The war ended with the French victory at the Battle of Castillon, marking the end of English presence in France, except for Calais. This day is observed as World Day for International Justice. This day commemorates the anniversary of the Rome Statute, the treaty that established the International Criminal Court and aims to promote international criminal justice and support victims of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crime of aggression. This day also is commemorated as World Emoji Day. The popularity and cultural impact of emojis is commemorated. This date was chosen because it's the date shown on the calendar emoji on most platforms. It is a day to appreciate the role emojis play in digital communication and how they have become a universal language. Lastly, National Tattoo Day. It is celebrated annually to honor the art and history of tattooing. It is a day for tattoo enthusiasts to appreciate the artistry, skill, and cultural significance of tattoos. And for many, it is an opportunity to get new ink or share their existing tattoos. And that's all for today on Today in History and Observances of the Day, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Today is World Tattoo Day.
Go get a tattoo.
Go get a tattoo. Do it. Just do you. Today is World Tattoos Day. If you've had, in mind to draw a tattoo on your skin, I'm not encouraging that, but do you. If that is what is going to make you happy, since today is World Tattoo Day, you can as well take it as an opportunity to go get a tattoo. That was not for me. It's World Tattoo Day. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right after this, we'll be going for the news. Please stick and stay with us.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm Mr. Level Bam. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. My 20 things about Kosem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fi spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in yes say this what you see baba live on Facebook, ko Instagram, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. E be your fire. 1 year, Konya, wading. Jajan.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, minority urges government to act against Malik Basintali, Hannah Bisu, over election violence. Ghana to get national digital law portal for easy access to legal information. Government to install solar rooftops in public institutions. Former Minister of Information pushes for tighter controls on government spending. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports and showbiz. Do stay with us for the detail.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
The minority in parliament is demanding the immediate dismissal of Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu and Malik Basintali from their government positions over the alleged support for violence during the Ablekuma North rerun. The minority urged President Mahama to take swift action against key government officials accused of celebrating and justifying political violence. They demand the immediate dismissal of Dr. Hannah Louisa from her position as the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Development Fund and Malik Basintali from his role as the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency, she said. According to them, their celebration and justification of violence against opposition figures disqualifies them from holding public office. The minority also called for the prosecution of all those responsible for the attacks during the rerun. The caucus further demanded a full investigation into the role of law enforcement, particularly highlighting allegations against a senior officer.
Determine whether Ghana continues on the path of democratic governance or slides towards the normalization of political violence. The international community is watching. Ghana's development partners are watching. Most importantly, the Ghanaian people are watching to see whether their president will defend democracy or protect those who attack the political parties or journalists or regular citizens. The minority caucus demands the following actions: the immediate dismissal of violence-endorsing officials. President Mahama must immediately dismiss Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisu from her position as CEO of the Minerals Development Fund and Malik Basintale from his role as acting CEO of the Youth Employment Agency. Their celebration and justification of violence against opposition figures disqualifies them from holding any public office. This dismissal must happen to demonstrate that the government does not condone political violence. All individuals involved in the Ablekuma violence must be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The police must provide daily updates on their investigation and arrest. There can be no impunity for those who attack a democratic process. The Ghana Police Service must conduct a thorough investigation into their security failures, including the alleged role of Chief Superintendent Lumo Frederick Sunanu. Any officers found to be complicit in the Ablekuma North violence must face immediate dismissal and criminal prosecution. We condemn the Ablekuma North violence, and personally.
And that was from the Minority Caucus in Parliament calling on President Mahama to dismiss Malik Basintali and Hannah Bisu. Moving on, the Ghana Legal Information Institute, GALI, is advocating for a national digital law portal to increase public access to legal information. According to GALI founder Osei Bonsu Amoa, this initiative aims to promote transparency, accountability and good governance. At a workshop supported by GIZ, Amoa emphasized the significance of expanding digital legal resources to ensure effective justice and governance. GALI seeks to deepen digital access to justice, making legal information more accessible to the general public. By pushing for a national digital law portal, GALI is working to bridge the gap in access to legal information, ultimately contributing to a more transparent and accountable justice system in the country.
All these institutions are aimed at making the law accessible, free of charge to the average person. It is said that ignorance of the law is no excuse. But if the average person doesn't have access to the law, would it be fair for you to judge him that he's ignorant of the law? So our main focus has been to let the people have access to the law. And indeed, it's helpful for a democratic society or for any society. If you want to do business, if you want to buy or trade, if you want to encourage investors, if you want to promote rule of law, all these things can only happen if people have access to legal information. And thankfully, we have very key person, as you heard, chief advocates and activists of this whole process. Through them, we managed to get sponsorship from GIZ, and because of that, we are doing a lot. As you've heard from the speaker, Parliament needs a lot more, even though Parliament has been trying to do. Thankfully, over the past 3 years, we've managed to have a memorandum of understanding with the judiciary for them to be able to even send judgments which are made in the courts.
Ghana's Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, has announced plans to install solar rooftops for selected schools, clinics, departments and government agencies. The initiative aims to promote clean energy, reduce electricity bills and enhance energy efficiency. He stressed that installing solar rooftops will help reduce the financial burden of electricity tariffs on state institutions, freeing up grid-connected power for industrial use to create jobs. The government has also commenced the installation of 23,500 solar street lights across the country, covering a distance of 700 kilometers to save energy and ease pressure on the national grid.
We are working very hard to also bring some departments, agencies and government schools and clinics on board by installing solar rooftops. And if we do that, it means that would also be bringing about efficiency and reducing the electricity bills of these institutions.
The former Minister of Information, Kojo Ponkruma, has tabled a private member's bill to amend the Public Financial Management Act. The proposed amendment aims to bar funding for ministries, departments and agencies without certified development plans by the National Development Planning Commission, NDPC. The move seeks to enforce stricter financial discipline in government spending, boosting accountability and protecting the public purse. Key objective of the bill is to boost transparency and accountability in government spending to safeguard the public funds.
Blocks a hole in the current public financial management architecture, a hole that allows ministries, departments and agencies that have not certified their plan or their work with the NDPC, which means that whatever they are doing has not been certified as connected to the national development agenda. It blocks them from getting access to public funds. You still have ministries, departments and agencies that have not gone through that certification process. What it means is that they are on a frolic of their own. They are doing things that they and their boards think are important, but they may not necessarily be connected to the nation's medium-term development plan by the NDPC. It is the certification process that says that this thing that you want to do, you want to build headquarters somewhere, you want to, extend some services somewhere, it fits with the national development plan. The certification process is what ensures. Now, if you don't certify and we still allow you to go and spend money building new headquarters, building new this, doing that, then what you are doing is a frolic of your own. And so what I'm doing is I'm blocking that hole. I'm also blocking the hole where MDAs spend IGF. There are a lot of MDAs who will tell you that, oh, it's our own money. It's not taxpayers' money. But you see, before you collect that money, the Fees and Charges Act has to be passed. So that is public money. Its use must be in consonance with the National Development Plan. And so
the Ghanaian government is urging boards of state-owned enterprises to uphold strong governance standards, emphasizing transparency and accountability ahead of the second Boardroom Governance Summit on October 14th. Chief of Staff Julius Deborah stresses that board must play a central role in public enterprise reforms. Government aims to enhance governance structures, ensuring SOEs operate efficiently and effectively. The initiative is to drive national transformation and economic efficiency.
Kind of get so used to what we've been doing, and you need somebody to prompt you. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, you tend to relax. And so we are so excited that Boardroom Governance Summit is coming up, whereby people are really going to discuss, strategize, and see how best to run our institutions, to run our companies, and making people understand that if you are made members of a board, it's not just the prestige of being there, but seeing yourself as the originators of the sources of the institution. Because what management does usually is premise or based on the directions given by the board. And so if members of a particular board are not so familiar with that emboldening power to give direction to the institution will crumble. And so as a nation, once in a while, we have to remind ourselves, what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong? President Mahama intends that all the things that we've been doing, where we feel we are relaxing, we should
In business, the year-on-year producer price inflation for June 2025 was estimated at 5.9%, the lowest since November 2023. According to data from Ghana Statistical Service, this was 4.2 percentage points lower than inflation recorded in May 2025 and a 19.7 percentage points lower than inflation recorded a year earlier. It was also the fifth consecutive decline. On a month-on-month basis, there was producer price inflation of 1.4% between May and June 2025, meaning that average prices that producers receive for their goods and services in June 2025 were lower than those in May by 1.4%. The mining, Ghana's largest sector with a weight of 43.7%, saw inflation plunge by 7.2 percentage points from 13.7% in May to 6.5% in June. Similarly, manufacturing, which makes up 35% of the PPI, eased from 9.8% to 7.6%, shedding off 2.2 points. These two sectors alone accounted for the biggest share of the inflation fall. The data showed that prices are falling in some sectors. Transport costs dropped further from 4.8% in May 2025 to 7.0% in June. The hotel and restaurant prices also swung from 6.5% increase to 2.7%, a huge 9.2 percentage point swing. The Ghana Statistical Service gave advice to businesses, urging them to rethink prices and renegotiate smartly. Falling costs bring opportunity, but tighter margins stay ahead by innovating, not just adjusting prices, it mentioned. It also urged the government to lock in stability, boost production, support key sectors like mining and manufacturing with smart incentives to drive demand, protect jobs, and keep the momentum strong. For household and consumers, it urged them to watch prices closely, stating that buy smart, question markups, and support brands that pass savings on. Still on business, the chairman of the Economy and Development Committee, Dr. Eric Afu, has urged Ghanaians to embrace the current positive trend in Ghana's country's economy. He said doing so will help inform better decisions by households, businesses and government, which is bound by a social contract with the people. He pointed out that a steady decline in headline inflation, citing data from the Bank of Ghana. According to him, inflation dropped by 2.6 percentage point to 21.2% in April 2025 and further to 18.3% in May 2025. He noted that this has led to reduction in the prices of goods and services across the country. He made the statement on the floor of the House when he was presenting highlights of the positive trend of the economy of the country. He also referred to the recent fiscal report showing that as of the end of March 2025, Ghana's public debt stood at 769.4 billion, representing 55% of GDP. This marks improvement from December 2024, when the debt stock was 726.7 billion and 6.8% of GDP. Dr. Afu also highlighted the strong rebound of the cedi against major trending currencies, attributing the development to a combination of tight monetary policy and ongoing fiscal consolidation measures. He encouraged Ghanaians to support the government in achieving the financial and economic targets outlined in the 2025 budget statement and economic policy. To sports, no player from Ghana's national women football team, the Black Queens, made it to the best six following the conclusion of the group stage at the 2024 CAF Women AFCON, ahead of the commencement of the knockout stages in this year's competition. Africa's governing board CAF selected the standout players from the group stage, despite making it to the quarter-finals of the Continental Championship for the first time since 2016 and clinching a 4-1 win over Tanzania. No Black Queens player made it to the best six. Ghana took on Algeria in quarter-finals on Saturday, July 19th, with the winner taking on the winner taking on winner of the Morocco and Mali matchup in the semi-finals. Ghana drew 1-1 with Mali at the group stage. Jennifer Kujo and Chantel Boye won the Woman of the Match award in 2 of Ghana's 3 games at the group stage. South Africa and Zambia lead the way in terms of selection, so the boxes with each nation bagging 3 selections, while Nigeria had 2 selections. Striker Barbara Banda Rahel, defender, made the cut for Zambia, while Jay Babani represents South Africa in the elite team. Still on sports, CEO of Hasakos Lady Football Club, Evelyn Insia, has lauded Black Queens player Chantel for her outstanding performances. Speaking in an exclusive interview, the Ventura football administrator was full of praise for the English-born player who made her debut with Ghana in April this year. 29-year-old Boye scored her first ever goal for Ghana in the Black Queens 4-1 win over Tanzania to progress to the quarter-finals at the going 2024 CAF Women's AFCON. Boye received the Woman of the Match award for a brilliant display against Tanzania that got Ghana to qualify to the quarter-finals for the first time since 2016. At the AFCON, leaving Evelyn Asario Usu absolutely blown away. Chantel is so superb. What a quality we have in the Black Queens. It's been so many years that we've had this quality. The lady is good. Her precision, her attacks, the technique in passing the ball, she added. In showbiz, Ghanaian rapper Tini has released a new single titled Barrier, sparking excitement among fans and reigniting conversation about his influence in Ghana's music scene. The track, produced by Fred Dexter, features a fusion of Afro-pop rhythms and an energetic beat with Tiny delivering lyrics predominantly in Ga. The release marks a notable return for the artist, who is known for pioneering the use of indigenous language in modern music. Since its release, Barrier has been generating significant buzz across social media, with fans hailing the track's message and production. Many have described the single as a powerful comeback for the musician, who rose to fame in the early 2000s. In an interview, Lawrence Tiny shared the inspiration behind the song. This song is very personal to me. It is about hope, dominance, and resilience. This song is announcing my return to the game, and nobody crosses the line, he told GhanaTalks Radio. And that's how we end it for now on the morning news broadcast. As usual, do well to log on to all social media platforms at GhanaTalks Radio, as well as logging on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news updates. I'm Deborah Adosu. Do have a good morning.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our GhanaTalks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. My 20 things about Kwasem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Code Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars, you go fi spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio, and yes, say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app, no, our Play Store, any App Store. Not tune in, and say this what I say, baba live on Facebook, Cointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page, and so now listen, I bet you fire, 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Good morning to you, wherever you are watching and listening to us from in the studios of Ghana Talks Radio. It's another day, a brand new day, a beautiful morning. In fact, it's a handsome morning, as I have one handsome gentleman here. I know all of you have missed him. We all miss him. His intellect, his humor, and his in-depth into issues of national interest. And I'm speaking in the person of Mr. Dubik Stevens. He's welcome. He's welcome. He traveled. I think now he's part of the entourage of the new administration. So he's open na unya no jire wode letter call presidency no more releasing amount for few hours ansana on Sakano. So yes, he's in the studios. We will be having the NPP's communicator also join us during the course of the conversation. Due to some inconveniences, he's running a little bit late, but yes, he will be joining us very soon, and we will get the conversation going. But before then, I want to invite you to join the conversation this morning on all our social media platforms as well. You can join us on WhatsApp. Our lines are also open, 0202544614. On our social media platforms is at GhanaTalks Radio. On YouTube is GhanaTalks Radio. Our website is www.ghanatalksradio.com. Steve, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a wonkachi.
Aye, mama. I feel dear mama.
What in Samaba?
And some none buy and some member.
The Namia says, "Seven buy and son
and some none I don't know who buy. And some banade. Yabeka.
Matthias. But then, so far, so good with us here. But how has it been with you also?
Oh, well, everything has been all right. Just work, roaming about here and there, and then attending to issues in kakra. But in all, no. Yeah, oh, be my dear.
Sure.
Or Bremqua, because we'll be uncle Pema money. When Uncle Pam will be a man.
No cray.
No man.
I'm saying some Nibia, a course so a bra. Woo ni hono. A business, I think it's a deal living in the beto.
A deal living never told me.
Okay.
I think it was deal living by 2 weeks before my call.
Yes. Okay. And wow, mommy. I just saw the Yakujina
Elephant's mother.
The Yako was.
I also represent 10 million.
What
the man I want.
But do you think it's? I mean, she speaks of defamation on her integrity. Say, I mean, as to how our building akudu wa brabom. Now, yes, men integrity with such allegations. No, it's a defamation to her persona, and so she demands some compensation from the state. What do you make of that?
Who is defaming her?
Or say state, no. So no Jeff is state, no.
State natural petition. Me was all state natural petition.
Oh, but say any petition as an answer na any need asem no. A state in any need.
Constitution not the whole clear. Article 146 and say. So be the petition ba. Efa either we a Supreme Court justice or a Chief Justice. Or a trial boss or a EC boss. Constitution no ayi kwan a yemfa so.
Okay.
Wo a lay down principle and a constitution dey ato say yemfa kwan we so ne nhwehwe mu.
Okay.
And this nipa no the petition ne ba ya wo say why we undimi nsiu na. Yen ya de petition ne fa mra kwan so ahwem yen na uzi yen. How does this make sense? The state doesn't petition itself. Okay. It's individuals that petition the state. Meboa.
Sure.
So if anybody has defamed her, on training near 70,
okay,
near car 70 near say, Mammy, who near Simbia, qua now, Fay, only one more petition, he can't say, who know an answer and trophy, who know Makakudi, and I yes, sir.
And say, who no interest.
Aye,
so you're young who says,
so no, I be ways and who intro.
Oh, okay.
And I
didn't know correct. And I was so trained.
And I was so trained. Near the assembly. Ye di assembly we now dibem wa. And I feel who say ye defame you. Na sebe o criminal case or court. Yes, we are crown for. Am I actual?
Yeah.
At the court.
Yeah.
Ye ni wa asem nwie ye ni za criminal case ni nwie ye. Na wa kwa gina civil court say ye di defame you say dan ya crown for. Me ni sa asem ni nwie. Ni ewie na onya crown for a. Say na afi o de court say magumani mu ase.
Yeah.
You see, haven't you seen cases They've jailed the person. The person went for an appeal. The appeal went through. He won the case, and now is seeking for compensation from the state. Unti bida. Sananke was for no.
Okay.
Na bra ye di asem na ye nyan kan asem ni nwie de.
Yeah.
Unim se be ko benkuma na se be ko nifa. Nti se ye wie na ye ka se ensem na ye de ball ni nyina no. E wo mu a. Then what will be the basis for sad defamation suit now was you say on minimum $10 million? Now for the year Juma, since that year lawyer, the first day they called you to bar. But cancel about retirement, 70 years on over just $10 million. No. Over just $10 million. No. But you know how many tells you?
I be a
one more mutu no for no. You see, sometimes me say asemba ya nanka e was say unya futu for papa. If you have good counsel,
yeah,
I'm not talking as about counsel as in law counsel,
okay,
but I'm talking about advisors.
Okay,
if they are to advise you on issues, you not do some of these things that she's doing. Sure. Because if you look at chronological event, I see one no na asem we mu, you will see say enyo bi na egu no fi ono na de nsem kwa abonten. Me na mbeka say yes search no baby you know. Enyo ono na beka say yes search no. Enyo ono na beka say ni kunu ye mpene ma ni kunu nkoso na nsa. Yeah. Na nya bia no wote court na wo bu ansem ya no ni kunu so na nsa ansem watimi abu ansem no. Say di obi be gina adaka mu ono court a. Na di pan ka say oh your honor adaka ya mi gina mi me ho hyehye me ma me kunu ma gina me nchen wa adaka no mu a obepene in the witness box or whatever box that they call it in the court in the court.
Yeah.
What is here? Yeah, I say obi akogina witness box mu ye fan say oh yeah odi adanse keke ni kunu gina nchen aso na sada ana na yiri gina nchen na what be that?
Oh, a chief justice or maybe or special treatment.
Oh yeah, I say ne ofa na o ten nchen no PNDC time in ye kuno na baby kwatena ball pono ye kuno ma ye kuno no hwa na sande na asem nako. This even show say me ti here friend Stephanie say get friend amate kwe akwa na odi emra ball no say o ne enam no so ma ne ofa de wie no say me din dia amate kwe na me asem ko duru Supreme Court a ma me no nti ma asem.
But that's a solid point.
Of course on tie ma asem because baby akwatena ball pono po hunahuna wa edin amate kwe ne na be woden.
Sure.
So in as much as she has every right to do what she's doing. And you be na defame no on one defame no ama afi ya bie ni nsem no sabe enye ono nko nya lawyers ne judges nko na nim nyansa o my way mo eni padwene wo de asem ba abonten a yenso ye wa adwen a ye dwene ne ye ba asem no hu se asem ya o kan sabe nyansa o ana sabe nkwase asem. Excuse my language. Na se ohwe ensem a akoso free da ne petition ne ba ne ade ebeduru ne ye a sabe nsem fon kwa e no ne lawyers ne asefu anu mudie. Unim said this is not the first petition. Akufo-Addo time petition for by. Eno no adenti na one letter anko Akufo-Addo say Akufo-Addo man petition ni bi no kan. Anase no nim say petition ne enko ba bia be bo tu ogunti na one pre no ampe petition ni bi ankan no. What is what letter kwaje petition ni bi so kan.
But says petition angasa Akufo-Addo no am say one otoko so.
Otoko ne ye obotugu ye was say prima facie case nyansa sem bia di petition. And the professor Azan, on father some from free uncle.
So who found now a lawyer? It's a be our study. I don't know who said no. This is
in the no my meaning him said nyada a petition no coin. Yes, I don't know Kufa or Castle Yansani. Okay. We are sure that a petition could run another other. Tinanit. No other. Oh no, in general, oh yeah, di nakakra answer. I didn't know that what is a petition akoka Akufo-Addo. One trace I let know try come am. And because did he know or was he assured that petition wasn't going to go anywhere? So you see, if you do this, you force people to dissect your issues, analyze your issues with a keen eye.
Yeah.
And trust me, if Ghanaians decide to analyze issues, they will find fault in whatever you are saying.
You are saying, okay.
These are some now okay can they unyai. They go ask court or no. Most of their decisions cannot it's not binding on Ghana.
Okay.
No say Ghana and $10 million amount. No Ghana and then they go ask court and way. What would they do? Do they have a standing force to even effect an arrest? They don't have a standing force to effect an arrest.
Sure.
So be a bonnet not the no ask court. Ya Ghana police for an because of Moncho Umra. Him for the control Ghana police service. And ya Ghana Abanya. Abanya also only in Yao or not the control Ghana police service.
But why is it that all of a sudden she seems not to have faith in the judiciary here? The same judiciary that she's headed for a couple of years now. What has changed?
MP before the Empam James and our Urafi.
So,
and then before the Empam James and Urafi.
Send this for
no,
and this for say
no, munim dada.
Any phones so
no munim. Say no munim.
Be no munim.
So you see, that's how disingenuous that woman is. I would have used diabolic, but diabolic is too much of a strong word for her. You see, what Ghana ha? A mountain podium. Atiam, the law is the law. Every ever catch say, who watching it, will be any member of Ghana Habib. This is a woody wouldn't more and brand new Ghana. Is that what she's trying to say? Now, before so be Supreme Court judge, no? Yeah. Chief Justice, no? Yeah, more before. Oh, Ghana. And the pair or no actions is here, no? Yenjai some microphone a boo for no. Yenya mother, yenya mom because we need confidence in the law and answer. Yenya mother. What does he want us to do? Because she has presided over cases here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. And Rich here, and yet is a President Mahama. He has given a directive to cancel fuel incentives for government appointees. And this came as a good news to some parts of citizens in the country.
Except MPP4.
And in fact, one of your your friends in the NPP, Asifua, he actually stated that this is unconstitutional and unethical. And with someone who has interest in law yourself, where does this directive go against the Constitution of Ghana?
You should be asking Asifua. This question is not my question to answer. Did he quote any article? If he quoted any article, then I'll sit here and then read that same article and give my interpretation or my opinion on the article. But he just vaguely said that it is against the Constitution. Which part of the Constitution? Which part of the Constitution? So sorry now, but you say about pomade allowance. And a Juma penny says pomade allowance. Me three more beam. Say a war contract man, he is allowed to renegotiate the contract with you. And I'm a boy.
Yeah.
And then take that out. Meboa. So what was it one tia say anya die no you na akọ. What was one tia say a contract no timi twam. Na compensation be a due to you no what the amount na akọ baby.
Okay.
And this your minister na say to wafu and na so wuntimi nta for your adwuma to ho na kwai.
Sure.
Enye sa. Na wo ba adwuma na etua okas ka ma de ba adwuma. Nye wa na wo tua ho okas ka de ba adwuma.
Yeah.
You see, I understand. Say, call reporting. Call ye adwuma bi ama adwuma on behalf of the company there. And no dey was say ma okas ka na de den. Wo de ko. Ba say wa wo tu anamo de aba adwuma na say wa ba adwuma no na wo pese wo ni obi kwojojo ho o ba bi na wa fa car na wo de ko na adwuma no kra to car na ma. Na fu na wo tu agum na how. Minister ba VAT ho. Ye nka say wo ba adwuma nko na yusu VAT no. Utimi the VAT no kwa yi. Utimi the call class, utimi the ye baby up, utimi the your private job, utimi the two you can use it for your private business. Na yesi tofu agum na fa wa ho bra adwuma, wo se won te ase. Tofu agum na fa ye wa private staff, wo se won te ase, ope coupon. Na coupon class ministers o mji coupon ye bi de cheche o mo geso. Ko ji fuel coupon na. Om de show mo guess.
No credit.
That's how na mate. Ana me so me ka so obi ama abon ba abon obi aka say enye nokore. So obi anka say nokore ndi e be fa na say nokore ndi e ka.
But why that? Because I was thinking they are not even in power now. The people who are in power, who are actually enjoying these incentives, are not complaining. Why are they rather complaining?
You see, Sadi, MPP, they are desperate for attention. You get it?
Yeah.
And I don't think they even understand they are in opposition. No?
Oh, really?
Of course. Me sure opposition. I don't believe that they still think they are in power. Of course, Nankanya are they about Ghana for you any idea of Mubosino? What also want to ask? One say. Now, one tears I am for a better about that. You see, they are arming the near me, they are arming NDC, giving them campaign messages for 2028.
Wow.
Imagine, say, a court of war or MP for Tafo, O Tafo. Wakojinaga Montwaba Mame, Namekwaba Mo, may say, none the opponent a fast tape na, Sakas and Okana, Akojina Habo. Sa kwano osimunyina Montwaba Mo, neighbor, me and as one can Japan.
Yeah.
Or kwa the music koto fuelo. We are sure that Tafo for better Obama. But I don't know who is advising these people. To be very honest with you, I don't know who is advising.
Yeah.
What I will do is that I'll commend Mahama and even ask for more things to be cancelled.
Okay.
But the fear is that Mahama cancel sa niema we no. Omo ba ba mu a, omo san ntimi nkofa mabiem. Omo go time to ba Ghana for the good dim abedu omachi. What you say?
Yeah.
Their worry is that Mahama is setting a standard that they don't want to meet, not that they cannot meet. They don't want to meet that standard. But trust me, we will force them to meet that standard here in Ghana. They are reinstating that fuel allowance. I'll lead a demonstration against them. Better than you get a chair free. I'll lead a demonstration against them. Okay. I'm not a public person. I don't like being in the public most of the times. But this time around,
wow. No, okay. As a social commentator, political analyst yourself, one of the topics we are going to be looking at, which bears an interest in the Abilekuma North elections, leading to that, before we get into that topic itself, leading to that, there were some inconsistencies leading to that. One of it was that the EC earlier on came to say in Parliament that what they needed was security. Okay, let's take it from the bottom route. After the 2024 elections, Ablekuma North was yet to have a representation in Parliament. This was because, according to the EC, they didn't have the security to collate and declare the results. So Ablekuma North were in denial of representation in Parliament for 6 months. There were discussions surrounding this particular matter, and then the EC was invited to speak on this matter. The EC said that, all that we need is security to collate and declare. We only have 3 outstanding polling stations to collate and declare. So Parliament says, okay, we'll look into that. They contact IGP. IGP says, I'm ready to provide security if that's all the EC needs. So we were only looking forward to security for collation and declaration.
Okay.
Fast forward to that, EC comes out with a statement that they are going to have a rerun in 19 polling stations. Now, EC says we have only 3 polling stations that we haven't collated yet. Now we are having a rerun on 19 polling stations. That is the first inconsistency. I will even say that is the second. The first one was we need security, not a rerun. Then you come back to say we'll have a rerun. Now the rerun to is no more the 3 polling stations. It's 19 polling stations.
Okay.
Fine. Now out of these 19 polling stations, the earlier 3 that they mentioned that they are yet to collate, one of those polling stations wasn't part of the 19. That also raised concerns.
Was it one of the polling stations wasn't part of the
19? The 3 na earlier on oka say eno na aka say omo be collate. Na omo declare results. 19 na echiro omo da buy say we na ye be collating.
Na one of 2 any wom.
But one in him.
But some asale wo ho.
It's and also raise concerns. Due to these things, NPPC no, we are not going to be part of these elections because we feel the EC is just trying to be do things to impress another party. There is some manipulation going on. In favor as a party. It's in the Yeshua near my ECA, the Anya Pamno because they believe that is their stronghold. Which they could have easily
impress a political party.
Well, that also came into mind. Say, Adena, Obimre, so they must see EC no influenced. That means more so most to me influence EC now.
And one and come say.
Okay. NT almost so amount. Omo General Secretary Ebe release press statement say we are not going to be part of these elections. Right after that press, the candidate herself came to say, I am contesting. I'm parents of the contesting. And even afterwards, we saw the party big dogs trooping into Ablekuma to campaign,
donating money.
Well, we haven't verified that yet.
Have they denied it? Have they denied the fact that Baumia sends money, Brian Champon sends money, Kennedy Japan sends money? None of them have denied it.
Okay.
Until they deny it, I'll take it as the truth.
Okay. You will take it.
I saw me one kind of matter.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, boy, I come to one tea. Near watch is carry I want tea. What matter? This is yes, uncle was on Bob on Timber Castle. You see, when you were talking, I was going through my phone. I'm looking for the CI, I think it is CI 126.
Okay.
That regulates our current elections in this country.
Okay. Now, and I was going to ask you as the last question before I give you the platform for. Now, one of the reasons why the NDC actually was actually boycotting the elections was that, according to them, the EC doesn't have the authority to command the rerun. It will only take the courts.
Does the EC have the authority to do recollation? EC. One more authority, so mere recollation. Emrane wa hemfa. See, I call it here. I made an example here some time ago.
But what the AC was about, it wasn't a recollation. Those three, they're not among quality cry. Internet feel no more quality.
You see, you pronounce like you see, somebody was declared winner at Abluk Manoto on the 9th of December. You pay your business one now winning. What did I say? Easy no quite say there are people were what under influence or what one bro from Ghana say them. And now I'm call and say quality. And I'm the free what do you call it? Abrikuma North. At the call. police national police training school.
Yeah.
And anye ye ho and the call EC regional headquarters.
Yeah.
And once one ye.
Okay.
You see what I was about to say is that so emra a govern elections.
Yeah.
Ghana has to see a part of this that act says that se mo kan abanu wie pink sheet duplicate ba ko mo fantare polling station o.
Okay.
And this enka polling wo Ghana home senka easy na mbu emra no so a enka sa controversy we nyina nsi.
Okay.
Because enka be ko ho no na still like that so bodan no.
Okay.
Busa I want say how many polling stations na EC this amran EC and this amran so that section of the law EC didn't follow that section of the law in any polling station.
Wow.
And the guy nearby ye we see me or pink sheet we see me ni pink sheet we say a scan we say and one say ma kodan no parties na EC ni na mako baby amode ade no boy no na mako akohwe say numbers e ward na the boy ha na so ye et same. Emrana wo ho na e kasi ye di mrana so anka problem ni ho. If we decide to abide by the rules as it is, there wouldn't have been problems. Before 2024 elections, one thing NDC kept on saying is that this crop of leadership of the Electoral Commission were bad. They didn't know what they were about. MPPC, hey! Eye pa Jemensa or Bojuma. Was real. Was it Jemensa or Bojuma? Nana be
Jemensa ne Madam Gertrude.
Hey, Omabre.
Yeah. Ubo mudin pe. Me won say wabo mudin in any good lights before.
I don't have anything good to say about them. So you see, Nana be grab abontin because say isi ni nim no ti ase no ye ne NDC ka so omonye no which was audit.
Yeah.
Obe lead a demonstration against the EC.
Sure.
And omoye ya no manye. So se ohwe baby ananamwa beduru ha yi ahu na emra no ye ka se di mra so nka it will prevent these things ke besi ade we ho kwan. Now let me go into the boycott. MPP deciding to boycott these elections. Aba on the average from 1996 Beka Samri Mobiti NDC over 26,000 25,000 votes. Yes, a choir run in 19 polling stations, which are your stronghold. Polling stations 19 in Abako Pen and NDC are winning or hopping. What's a man called? Unye Hufo. The fear of losing is the reason why MPP decided not to go.
Oh, but they didn't state it was the fear of that. They gave reasons why they didn't want. Their first reason was that they didn't believe.
Minima bobo. Missima show. What's the baby man shell? Me Jimmy who disa my show. Park na daho. Board the park na so. Referee a big now. Young Kwana Missan Kwasho be.
But where did almost say coaching?
Coaching in say. Coaching in yet. And a coach is a coach in here about me. Justin Kodia. About me, a coach and a Justin Kodia. Assistant coach.
Won't say, Asama okay. So young fan says Sunday league. And you know, referee na need to me so because say yan san kobo. ABA say a Premier League. Then the FA will say that okay, we need to replay this game. And you're referee Nebeka. That is what they are saying. And Uncle was court.
Asam na okano. It is flawed. Unim say yeah bobo na nsuo to say ball no a unim your call ball no off. Match commissioners ni referee na call ball no off. Won beba be gina park na so on the ball na hwe. park na so etimi huri ya mo bebo ball na ntimi a bounce ya mo ball nti mu and sana ba wi they will call the captains no maka chem say ball no pitch na say ye ball enye yi nti ye be ye rematch
okay
and I say mo beba be ball to aso say no mo ball duru 45th minute mo beba be ball second half na aka ato aso so mo ball 60th minute mo beba be ball na aka na to aso I say bo ebi see between heart of folk ne ash good and no kwado call a match na off na be ball no foforo that we started ball no mo ball na unit no na ha sachet 3 I don't tell my boy. I don't tell my boy 1-1. So you see how it is. So I would have wished that the MPP would have contested the elections. How many votes did the NDC beat them with? Over 200 votes. One campaign poll. Imagine say NPP decided to go there and campaign. NDC wouldn't have won that election. And you see, winning elections after a big loss, that's boost the confidence of your grassroots.
Okay.
Momentum now NDC debate what do you call it? 2024 about we mono. When baby as a momentum ni free.
That be.
Asenough.
Okay.
After the Asenough, they contested Kumawu and lost.
Okay.
So they decided that just so the Omonko. Because they knew that they were going to lose, and it has a propensity of damping spirits.
Okay.
These MPP koi, and I'm called winning our elections. We are. It is likely that Kotia and Kebekui can they win.
Okay.
But now they've made the job difficult for themselves. How are you going to even convince your supporters to go to Akotia with you when you were not able to be there with them at Ablekuma North Rerun? How many polling stations? 19 polling stations.
Sure.
MPP netiminya a political presidential candidate makomako 18. Na mo ko na nka mo che we polling station ba ko she winsa ba munya wadwuma. NDC couldn't have won because for the past since 1996 Becca Samrewe MPP na win sa seat na ma obi abe wini akọ amani bafura ba man ban so crash na ba be wini. And you see the annoying part is that you know I live in that area.
Oh really?
Yes. That place is my area.
It's your area.
Yes. Kwan papa ba ko kra say ni ho.
Oh.
Me say kwan papa ba ko say enni baby a me mete. Kwan papa ba.
Na ka say kwan am botu afa so no obi abesi
ni obi asinifie o mfinfin wona ma obi abie gate na si kwan no. Obi ni gate asi kwan no. Ndi wa bi be say ha kwan wani ba na ujina na ho. Wani ba na ujina na ho. Ho no. Na uwie a what the MP paying o?
Yeah.
What the MP ni be paying? Na obi betu na akoye. O buy a untimi nka na ye wo di MP no ye wo so ye kunani nti ento aba ma. Is something wrong with you? Wo so ye kunani ye ento aba ma na MP fo bi so na mo say one person di gay ba. Nti womunya absolute majority or two-thirds majority of parliament. Womo de gay beba. We nipa ben na adwen wo fia obet tie sa asem we agina so ato aba ma wo. Akuafrie has been a member of parliament in Ablekuma North before.
Okay.
So this campaign she could have said what she did when she was MP.
Was MP back then.
She could have said what NPP did in the past 8 years when they were there.
Okay.
Who go draw with ye got test to free pack and pok kwa ye got test. Unim da ye is aga 2012 no me is aga test not to honor 2016 by me say me 200 vote difference in question. That's one more by 1,000.
But what do you think went right? But even before then, like looking at all these things, NPP boycotting their candidate, insisting, what does this speak of the stability of the NPP party?
Penini party no. There's no an elder in a party. Nanka party ultimate letter koma regional chairman say wakasa wankasa yi omra na enka na asem disciplinary committee ono so ultimate letter say member. Ono so ultimate letter say member. Penny MPP party no. Mechanical and electing an early flag bearer won't solve that problem. It won't. Because nipa aye ni amon ho sem no an na muntimi ntwe wo mo aso no. E china bi ukoyi flag bearer kra na no ukoyi Yesu Kristo kra ba so your flag bearer. Nipa no a ye bone dada na wantimi antwe na so no nti nipa foforo ye bone ye wuntimi ntwe na so. E beka so otan. What is it? Yeah. E beka so otan nanka MPP a nim free tete na ye wom de big do nei. Ye say akrache for party. Nanka akrache for party wuntumi nom ne abronye nom nanka ye regional chairman. Wame akrache nom. Akrache no krache ye na nye brofo nko o. It's not your ability to speak English that makes you a gentleman. You can be an illiterate and still be a gentleman.
Sure.
Abronya is a lawyer, but he is not a gentleman. A gentleman doesn't speak the way he speaks and conduct himself the way he conducts himself. And because there are factions in NPP ninti, we suro say make the koye we ya because say we ni panti na me na sa, me koye we say ye we ni panti na me na sa.
Okay.
He? Enke wo say baby e yadrui. Woman na akwa free ke wo say sa me kra ya tre no ho let the crash suspending or party da. When the neck, I listened to Kodria. Yeah. When the neck went and took that decision, said they will not contest. The woman was there. They they sought her opinion, and she gave.
So why did she come out and then say otherwise?
I don't know.
Wow.
The woman partook. The woman partook in that neck meeting. So I don't get where the sudden U-turn came from. Nke wasa sabre we ya tire letter atwa na so da a suspend da together with wo koko di ho ye bo mo ya nke suspend obi a party so mo nko na wo ko den party so mo nko di wood on it is come na den. And see one thing about in the MPP that ama MPP party ni say say assemble instead of going together as a party no na we didn't see kako na we didn't see kako. What happened to some more boys can on their party office? This is the purpose of Skaway idea by Monfanko in the name of the political party.
Okay.
What happened to that one? Kaje a doom hoba BC.
Yeah.
But me ada na de koye. Brandon de koye. Kele Japan de koye. Parliament minority caucus de omo de koye. Aduchum de ne de koye. Okay, the chief free for your nam hai. No so de ne de koye. Nipa say na maka nipa nsia.
Yeah.
6 people. So imagine say if they had presented that money as a unified front. Oh, MPP. Kuono. A high stronghold. Inti sa sama to mo. Yeah ba. Na ya ba boa mo. Odwin say senka omo kwoto aba na sebe omo elect abronye kra as flag bearer ndi sanka sankrofo no omo meto mo.
Sure.
Me ka say bia omo ko ho no Brian Sika o chai obi anya bi Kennedy Japan de no nya e. Ndi obe support Kennedy Japan ahead of Brian. E bia ko duru hoyi ba omia de obe chai wa anya Brian Japan de no nya e. So odwin say ndi pass an ho na obe support no. Of course. Ehona na kuma bebam no nipa na kuma da na so no beto ama no. So what you say?
Yeah.
So these things are avoidable. What the MPP is going through can be avoided, but they are not even thinking about avoiding it. They are thinking about securing their positions and being called the general secretary, being called the organizer, being called that is their interest. Not that one more person party in power. One more to make a crown more party so many so mobile and then an abuse on a man inside see. As upon power na motum. Na who ni video bi? Ma who ni video bi? No I say. What was it?
But before we get into the conversations for today, your last words on this, what would you suggest as a political analyst for the NPP to do, looking at where the party state is? Okay.
It will take time, but they need all the patience in the world.
Okay.
They should just ignore whatever Mahama is doing. NDC will slip up. It will come.
Okay.
But one year, if they do that, NDC will slip up. Now we need credibility to talk about the things. Because as Mbia can be a who is a 7 years and into who can't some no crana, Ubim Fan Adrema, Ubim MTU.
Okay.
So they should come down, do their party structures right, elect the right people to lead their party. Zankro for the party and they said be one more number. And then two parties say NDC was a say. Fifi Quete, Cas or Bon Quatia, one about Quasacotiano. Fifi Quete, I said, Katiaka say, they are not contesting at the Quatia by elections. Who go? A just so by now. Until now, we are sure say Obi or just one MP only in the name of NDC. Wamaka or Moncon, what is Obi so? But it doesn't work like that in MPP.
Okay.
Even look at the number of MPP for ya no more than better than independent candidate. Who's our NDC? Do you see that thing in NDC? No. Because in penning for no interest, not dozen party Obia so a lawyer. MPP party free trade kwaka for Obia so a lawyer.
No so me and I say I'm poor me.
Me say almost say one farm certificate in Germany. Obia so a lawyer. In the basa when they go into a meeting, they throw away logic.
Okay.
And base all their conversations and decisions on the law. Over here, sa early Congress here, omo kase omo ko elective flag bearer. Ye kase enya, omo say emra no ma hokwan, e na ye 10 anyanso ye ndie betimi ayobi. Ye nkase o 10 anyanso ye o. Ye nkase emra no ma hokwan o. Bible say yes, ye wa ade nyina hokwan, ba nye nyina na fata yen. Monya abotre mu nko yi polling station for no. Mu yi polling station for no wi a, mu meyi constituency. Mu yi constituency wi a, mu yi regional. Mu yi regional wi a, mu meyi national. Mu yi national wi a face a new for no. Wo mo ntena se no mo nka mom. No mo fan hye panwu akwam na mo nko yi mo flag bearer.
Sure.
Wo kwa ko yi mo flag bearer be wi no. Na se bi NDC ho start e fun amanfo. Ti o kan se ba ko mienu bi e beto ni patri. And one thing they are not even realizing is strategy to get people to listen to them. Over here, on say, when you're talking about the bad things MPP did, you cannot associate it to NDC ni when a ball my chicken say apart from a black one, a few people. You know what the NDC did? The NDC would raise the issue, leave it to social media to broadcast it. They just raise the issue. No more jam at social media. Not social media, that's okay. And if you look at Ghana, over 60% of Ghanaian people use smartphone and they are on TikTok, they are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, they are here, they are there. All that they have to do, raise the issues and let social media carry it.
Okay.
Don't say unimnyans and you know about chirim to say if one semi out. Unimnyans on about chirim and chirim sa emfa. Because one you share a record dreamer what deal in the past. You don't have the credibility to even talk about these things. As if one okay kasasa no bra akufuado e ka say safu akupon or teso by 50% na e womrem and as any nimrem. Was it against the constitution? So akufuado ka so teso 50%. Okay.
Oh yeah, mekai.
Was it against the constitution? Why didn't he talk? If he's a lawyer and he knew the law. You see, one thing about law is that.
But maybe that time na as if we're not or pass out.
Now say the fact that I won't pass out and just say, I mean like a school.
Because I'm as if we're last 2 years, yes, we've been.
So Nyansan and Casco more. Nyansan they would remove the cost school on work or pay crack.
Okay.
Chameti ha mi nyanye lawyer no chese e no chese odim ko gina court say me defend or me defend but amra na ma ho kwan say me defend o.
Sure.
You get it?
Yeah.
And even that I can do it. The only thing I'll tell the judge is that I'm not a lawyer. I'm not here to practice law. I'm here to speak. And they will allow me speak. And if my speech is able to exonerate you,
it will be taken into consideration.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's get into the conversations for the day. Our electoral body, the EC itself, and our electoral exercise, the elections that we conduct. If we are going to be honest with ourselves, in recent times, our elections has come with some adversities. People die, people get assaulted, people get maimed. We thought these things might be done with after the change of government. Fast forward to last Friday, where the rerun of the Ablekuma North elections happened. We saw what happened there. A former minister was assaulted. A party's branch chairman was assaulted. We saw some people who appeared in some uniform of vigilantism, which, according to the NPP, this even intimidated people and scared them from coming out to vote.
NPP didn't contest the elections. Don't forget that. Let's just put that in proper context. Yes,
that's fine. That's fair. But all in all, Steve, looking at all these, do you think there's a good precedence? Because we have one of the most critical elections coming up in Akwetia. A very critical decision to be made and to be held. And the tensions that rose at Ablekuma, what do you think the subsequent impact is going to have on not just Akwetia? Because if things should go wrong in Akwetia, that is also going to propel to a whole different time bomb in the near future.
See, Akwetia ni party. Samuel, can be 2 MPP for a year. Can I catch you on elections and more?
Why?
I'll take it from there and I'll come back into the electoral violence properly.
Okay.
So, okay, after Ablekuma, and some MPP for Nama Bontia or more Kanwa. NDC is in government. They will have the state security backing them. And they will go there. Their boys will also go there. They also go there.
Oh, so those guys are NDC guys.
But the thing, you don't have to. I don't know them to be NDC people. But how to say a NDC Nibio?
And also they are no crayantic.
Minimum so me NDC for. Yes, I said no. Any dance you try some no who be the dance. Maybe the man to say a NDC Nibia. So the assumption I'll do as a critical thinker is that NDC for one me NDC boys.
Okay.
Sanke both NDC and MPP and I say minim say be NDC for and I say MPP for.
Sure.
But one more MPP for one heading. Yes, she won't.
What can she just omun to one yes.
I don't want to videos as I can talk. We have videos now, and talk on go. She and on go. You get it?
Yeah.
So sen kamini MPP en kame nya na ebe kwa Akwetia na Akwetia ebe chiro mu bibi na Akwetia ebe se na da bi nipa na obebo. What I say, this is not to justify violence, but if you start talking like this after violence, then it means you are telling your opponent to prepare himself for the next one. Because even these elections, MPP so or so whoever went there on their private as private individuals. Okay, so now let's go into the electoral violence properly. Okay? On my way, Mohu.
Yeah.
Yehu Cherepone. Yehu Chalensi. Yehu Atiwa. Atiwa kra na nado beka say atiwa kra e kire mu bibi kakra. Meboa.
Me diamante.
Oh, what yanka beboa. What yanka heaven pono abia mo. Na nado beka say atiwa kra na e kire mu bibi kakra. Na nado kura beka say all die be die. Eni ewie eni enya adwom mahama no so ka say NDC die they are from a revolution root. So when it comes to violence, nobody can compare. When it comes to unleashing violence. Meboa.
Yeah.
Okay. All these ones, who say by elections we nyina. Eh bloody. Ye bo amanfo bubu amanfo nam. E prepare nipa. E ma sitting MP kura hwehwe na so. Sam George. Na fono ba kwa kakra nyina. Na fono kakra nyina. Ah.
Ya jata na zumo.
Jata na ne okraba. Ya hwehwe jata asum. Ena nanado tena ase no say. Yenkoye commission of inquiry. Ni hwehwe nsem no mu. Na commission no mfa recommendations are the two akwamu a ebeboa going forward no sadie ni nyina nsi recommendation ne baaya nipa a committee ne say yam prosecute omo no enne ne omo da so nam commission ne ka say yam reprimand Brian Champon enne nyo na pre MPP ayi presidential candidate ye ne den Azugu ni asi ye reprimanding or he. What is here reprimand you be? Double. Yes, ye entry double aso. What is here train double aso? Yet your man women are proud to 2016 elections. MP before far a month for free. Serbia. Ne South Africa ba say wo match ra wo nkra. Say ne aburu nipa ne tututu. And I'm saying you to say ne hwe nipa ne tututu.
They
were arrested and deported. Go online and read about these things. Fact check me. Some about there fact check me. Like I say, oh, Masa Obwa, na men patch or na men sorry ko.
You see, yeah, my own patch. You be my show.
Aye, my son be ho dia mo. Mo fa ma me na men ko. So you see,
yeah,
all these things happened. And then we all thought that the Ayawaso West Wogon Commission was going to be the last time we were going to see violence.
Exactly.
But cast your mind back after that election, that commission. Sasemni 2019, and a quiet commission on a year. 2020 at Waba. We didn't do a year. Nipa mwotwe, eko nipa du. And on a sebe, and your tax na kwa buwa mo. When you say your tax na buwa mo. So therefore, ni a police for or mine ni mo mudi ni o mo numbers. And him say asuma this uncle police station we say asuma si akọ police station we na nipa ewu ho. Na si so therefore na bo mutu a enim say asuma si konti betimi afra asuma si abo abusa na asam no. Ya anye. Nipa nwotwe na wukwa. Ya na eme ewure fi. So even 2024 year to about nipa we. People died even in 2024 elections, but because it was change of government, we gloss over them and nobody's even talking about it. So after Ayawaso West, we're gone. Electoral violence that have happened in 2 electoral cycles has cost these nations over 10 lives. So it has gone beyond NDC and PP. We need to address this. We are 1 elections away from war. 1 elections. Because the German can mamua. What do you think is going to happen? And I heard Baumia also say that, we will not forget. Someone chill money we will not forget. Don't forget Look at the composition of the police council when MPP was in power, and even the composition of them. I won't say when it's still the norm. Wo Baumia, one are now a police council chairman. We interior minister no kahun. IGP amuyi no ekahun. Ghana Bar Association nipa ekahun. Retired police nipa ekahun. Junior and senior rank obi nipa bako. Na president zan nipa mienu e de peso. Motena ase. 2020 elections. Nipa nwotwe we wan kan hwe. And do you think Ghanaians have forgotten? Nti wo de aboha wakumsina. You will not forget. You see, say ya ansechere ya no anka no kra nkyere mpanimfo binum wo man we mu aho. Asem besia mama for passport adwane ma na ka me no. Ndi Baumia na oka say we will not forget. No, you will not forget by doing what? What exactly will you do if you don't forget? What did you do when similar incident happened under you? Yeah, sure, some judge as more say some judge provoking nipa.
He actually said that.
That was the reason why they rubbished the prosecution of Double and the likes.
Wow.
So some judge provoked the attack.
Wow.
To your bona nyeshi. Today, what say you will not forget? I'm not trying to justify the violence.
Okay.
But say, esi no one country a esi biema yemfa kwan a ye befa so a ebeye yie ne enyema ne nye, but don't make it look like as if say wo de oye soro abofo wote wa breso obi ansi afi nene ne edi kan a esi it shouldn't be like that.
Okay.
It shouldn't be like that.
Okay.
So going forward, we need to sit down as a nation and make sure that laws on these things are tighter and fully implemented.
Okay.
Now, say, as I'm about my no MPP NDC. How comes in now MPP for now more supporting or more Kabia man NDC for so be chastising for what she has done? How comes in video na nyama mi no ejina ho. Da kwa new man how comes in. Unzo be board da kwa new man.
And frankly speaking, if you really study the video well, upon all the commentaries that has come out so far, it's an investigation, so we wouldn't get the right fact yet. But people do believe that this even had nothing to do with this particular election.
Of course.
This looked like a personal vendetta
you see.
But the guy who flew
I got a vampire. Jonathan. I got a vampire on your number. Or much in our more than Muja, more than the Senate, and you have no engine nothing there. When you China nation, first share the canopy.
And oh, we are not your channel. Oh, you are China share.
Mahun is actually meaning to me mouth. Today, but them go kuma say them nikas can was ma railway so na ma picture ni bi ato. No I see.
What pe batakali bi.
And no I see pa. Me never do all. So you see, and niema how akumsen aye twam. Sabi obi anka hwe ankere no ne anyere how akumsen admitted on live radio say me na me tutu no. Me and I'm a two no. License that you get for having a gun is for the possession of the gun. Nothing else, nothing more.
So it's not to fire the arm.
If you fire the arm, you have to account for the reason why you fired. Okay. Was it in a self-defense? Is it are you like, will you be vindicated for firing the arm? The license is just for the possession of the arm. That is it.
Okay.
It is the why we also our license. And the ultimate chit will tune any time, anyhow. Yanasa. How comes in yes, I name a win now. Election year 2024 yeah. Okay, I say the boys echo two gu NDC woman come ma obi famu ye.
Yeah.
Unim baby as a boy no free. Ofri Nima or Nima boy.
Okay.
Boys no ba no me here for. Boys no me bo how comes in on buy kasa be na no mo kan. Nye hausa.
O ze nye Nima phone kwa na.
Me say on buy kasa be na no mo kan nye hausa. Say boy ni free Nima na me nua yeti Nima na ekunu na metefa dama. Na matesa wo ba ha me ma na o meko.
Na nti enu hu nti na wakoso.
Okwa o di numu e. Video no di numu e
nti na wakoso super academy akoso how to fly ni ade.
O di numu e Wan di numu e mo. Video ne e ti wo mu no. Se me say asem na bi eni dance e twa asem no hu bi de ya dance e.
Sure.
Ti ne ti wo video no mu de. We can only infer that Sanye mana how akumsin ye no eninti na omo ye ne sa na de miracle aboaje na no den no ni ho se no ho obi bo no Samia oku no ni ho obi bo Samia oku o man we ni etimu na obi timi ka se uchi ya igbeni afa wo mafunu bo ni trim ade chen so pe president adi ye chi no aye de no call say a treasonable comment a court ja no MPP swa no boni shire so wadi nkunim ene ye bom amose sen. I'm not trying to justify it, but I'm trying to say it for people listening to us to understand that say okoto jataba be duru fie na de bia o mana enamre na dakro ama na nam no wanyini oberi wo one oberi wo me mfa boy bia ni machi me o come ntokwa na metimi abo wa me amebo me nkofo obi ama na meko ma me Mintimi mo so anaja Makowie police station.
Ana egwankra anye fe.
Ai
me America to so.
Ai me come baby.
Wo
chi me na
wa fa hu edi.
Yes nzuo mfa masan. Nzuo yiri na akoduru ho na hu se nzuo na yiri na ase masan a emfa wo. Ndi wo mo a na de wo boys ni di nsamfun. E na wo mo na boys na ibro wo mo. Ndi so mo anya ya da boys na bebo sure because MPP ni abo na yi enra ye bo Sam George ade che bia na amo Sam George na akoy Mustafa Gbande anase akoye Basentali anase Salam Mustafa anase Justin Frimpong Kodia
Enti yehwe sa neme nyina because we have so many elections coming up.
Yes.
When the last elections we
you see
have.
They be ameka say Ghana hankade ya ni say nya ho problem ye electoral organization. Say you organize elections. Unim say te hey say offer our calendar. Now check it the next 1,000 years that better about be hu.
Yeah.
So we can plan for 1,000 years to come.
Prepare adequately.
Because you say 4 years 7th December till can 4 years 7th December see that 2028 see that now I check it now I make you plans ebia me start May we January May we February May we sa no plan you be then it goes 2032 2036 2040 now go 2044 sa into wunim. If you want to plan, you can plan ahead and avoid these things. And I said, political parties no me no so obi anye no yonku ni o. When you can obi anye no yonku ni o. GDA ni system no. Senka GDA was system no mu a. Nka abato okra de, ka the boys ko den ho.
Exactly. I mean, looking at how I comes in, going there with bodyguards, some I learned. It hasn't been verified yet, but it's been said that even one of bodyguards had a gun on him.
So my gun no timi to ye.
No, want to.
So bet me kuta gun ma want timi to.
And we saw her herself spraying this pepper thing on the
But do you know that is a weapon?
Yes, that's a weapon. Actually,
even to use a pepper spray, you need a permit from the police.
That's a weapon.
To who authorized it? Na nipa crowd to enya na pepper spray no spray be ni. So nim say na make as MPP for mo nyi this one opposition. Sen kana sa how comes in gidi say MPP opposition ka o ma ho. Se me yeti hey na Ponchi hotel ha sei. Ma bobe ma bia so de madwane a. I have to remember ha pa. Ma bobe ma bia so de madwane a abreguma side akora mi ntwam biem. What I say? Yeah. Because me say me 2 minutes here na e cheme na e be yem ni nyame. But because how comes in the jail who say obia ni obetimi ay na hwe nti. Of course. Okay. But that doesn't justify the reasons why she was beating though. But so what turns out it kind of make a little sense. Saying
we can't say it makes sense. We can only say it gives reason, because actually we shouldn't make sense of violence in any form at all. We shouldn't.
I'm not making sense of the violence. I'm making sense of the reasons why they did that to her.
And I'm saying that let's only leave it at the reason.
Okay. It
makes reason.
Yeah. It's reasonable. Mr. Bravo, I can play with words, so I beg, let's move on. So it's reasonable, and wonder if it makes sense. Okay, it's reasonable.
No.
So what do I
say?
It gives
reason.
It gives reason.
Yeah,
okay.
As to why they did that.
Okay. Yeah. It gives reason. As to why they did that to her.
Yeah.
You see, she must be careful going forward.
Honestly.
She must be careful. You see, or your mommy, or your yere, there are people who depends on her. Me say, me mommy, me mommy see ya. You get it? And here na kwa bush and takwa. And people who know my family knows that ye bush and not come back on kayina.
But you see, I think expanding this to the entire political scenery, politicians themselves, you know, because they are the players in the game. What do you think? What would be your advice to them? Because be honest, yeah, can you probably one year maybe a way in the past and a cover side yaba. And there may be a CC pain. Saying a year and fatun with the Yawaso incidents and all that, which has today brought us to what happened just last week. Going forward, some other things which we would say happened last week could also provoke something in the future.
Of course, it will. Not could, it will. But Miaka said they will not forget. What do you think he was saying? It will. So now, SUMPP abreso, SUNDC abreso. In Penifona or Mosrohono, or they are not enemies. They should go in a room, lock themselves up, ask themselves questions. Is this the kind of nation we want to build? Is this the kind of name? Is this the kind of nation we want our names to be associated with? Because Kwame Nkrumah by no ye niema say ya could be a money di impa. Could be a money di impa. And the JB dankwa buzia dombo wan. Ye boni dia and some fun amount for kafani katari ni din hono. And yes and papa. Because of some of these things. You get it?
Yeah.
In the self say a body pa mon kwatena dem me kra de menya kra na nanka John Mahama afre ayi baomia me nua asem ye si ye be ne den going forward and I say NDC kra MPP ni flag bearer say CIA ka say ya
exactly
on friend penimfo na da MPP ano nyina no friend NDC penimfo ni nyina no for mon kwahye dem on pe ayi peace council de one form asem ko oh one more Yam. Ompe penibia na nimu nyam te sa asante hene. Na mediate between these political parties. Na emfa asumdwe nye den. Emra nye sa ade wi. Ebe toaso a. ebeto aso hwe ade ya na ehu wom ne say wonim so obi timi da na dem ne atutuo na atu aboba na bebo no woni dem akuno na oni ho wa nkwase just a stray bullet na akuno senka mo a mo ye na nka mukunkum mo de ase na emu ana ya ba besi mu na ya nom nsa kakra se na ye ya obi say Ghana for ye yere ho ye boro ye ni ye boro na oton nsa boka ye nton nsa boka ndi eja kenu ana nka ya ye no la na ye de wakwa akosi oni aba na ya be nam na ya nom nsa na obi akonifi but it wouldn't be like that and even Techiman South no small girl 14-year-old girl ewuye 13-year-old girl ewuye ono woto aba onto aba. So I think that they should sit down and then work together and resolve these things once and for all.
Okay.
We can't continue like that.
Sure, we can continue like that. Thank you, Stephen. Now, Stephen, moving on. There were times, not so long ago, that we had the General Secretary of the NPP say that they are considering stripping off Mr. Nyahota Makulu of that title as a party father because of his criticisms of the party. Not so long ago, the former president of the country, who stood as a leader for the country in the name of the NPP party, President John Ejekun Kufuor, has come out also to voice out that he's been sidelined by the party executives now, the current one. Right after that, Dr. Amwakoba came to say that, in fact, Kufuor is not the only person being sidelined. We are all being sidelined. Now, this sidelining of party elders, we've come to the realization that, okay, the future belongs to the youth. Do you think this comes in that form or they are trying to build a whole new future, so they are rather propelling the youth? Let's put the elders away for now. Or this will rather come as a shortfall of, as you just said, there is no leader in the party now, and so they are lacking counsel. You mentioned you don't even know who is advising the NPP now, because most of the things they are doing doesn't really come from an angle of good counsel. So they're sidelining. Which part do you think it is bottled up to?
Okay, so you see, let me take it from the consideration of stripping Nyahota Makulu of founding father status. Yeah. You can't strip somebody off his founding father status. Does it change the fact? Does it? So what the one more can would delete the effort the man made, Sika or the party from the beginning. Ebe delete his name. You see, here, moment cannot crunch there. Sebe, MPP, current leadership here, or Mumwadi. Mumwadi. Mumu wine at time and now Rollins were honor. Yeah. Number to me any muyi. Nana be an answer from Bon could be an answer. Rollins only there be me case time Rollins were honor. Time Rollins are buying Wahona, na ye a military no. Mumu wine and neighbor to me, I advocate for a political party. So I lunch my internum. President Kofonum. Nyahonum, Akufo-Addo, regardless of staring death in their face. Sometimes so you need both to I don't call military tribunal and van call a normal court EB. Of course. Some benefit deny. As a share party now they be winning elections. In 2000, and a party no be or man ebe joy, Emma Mosebe and Nemos Mutimia party nibi. And to be any anke was a woman nanso na moko ko sre nyansa. Na mode mode kakra na ka ho. Yanka se peni bi anim nyansa. Don't get me wrong. Mpenimfo bi agimi pa, excuse my language. But ukoduru na peni ne ka nyansa sem kyerɛ na obeduru a. Na wode unyansa no kakra no so ayɛ aka ho na wode ayɛ adwuma. Edenti na obi papa wu ana osu. O maami wu ana wusu. Sebe me ka se kura o maami ne sese wo na ohwe no. Na nka wu anka osika anka abotom. Nju owu ye wusu. Because unim say asem to na odwene ho bia na nyeye na osusu kire o maami a ana wo papa obenya adwin bi a sebe atu obi pen ana wate ho abakwasem pen e de abo aka say ade o meti say to asomasi no yesi no de free mo enti won so fa sa kwan na so ana say me kra me abrante no wait to me say ya na me so me na me free to fa sa kwan na so ukọ fa sa kwan no bo so ayi ama ba MPP ne ntesa o ma dwen om say yenya ato aba we say we na e chairman we na e general secretary we na e organizer we na e deputy organizer na de o ma se akọ school ka class o mo ye lawyers na de say be you call law school we asim nyansa ni we nyansa nyina wo trim that is what they think ndiyam fa obi asam nya hwe forgetting say there were lawyers before you became a lawyer. There were party secretaries before you became a party secretary. And every challenge that you are facing today, they faced it in the past. So you go to them, you judge all with them, you share ideas. Oh, ade we dey, mo abreso no na population need to say, nti ye na sa emfa. Mo me nye ne say mo abreso na social media ni ho. Nti mo feel say ye ni say, I was say, social media kra ba ye ni say be. Wohunu. No ama wadwen na de kono akoye wadwuma e ba sa wo na ode ogie anyumunyam no be de ahoto ba ma wo ne mpanimfo no nyina mo enjoy ahoto no sure and the president Kufuor ti ba bia na president Kufuor ka se o ne party o papa e benya asumdie kura di ne fufu you get it so they have to calm down and understand that whichever position that they think they are occupying today has been occupied by somebody before. So the best they can do themselves and for the nation and for their party is to consult. Say be boni nim say NDC ni MPP ni friend NDC ni ebusa say minua we na ekoso na yenya ne den boni nim
at the end of the day ye nyina hwehwe
o man kan kro me say e wo Ghana ha sesi e ka say me who party leader or experience chance edun ketia.
Wow. And that is actually a truthful fact.
And then see who kwan.
Yeah.
Say Justin Frimpong Okodua, ne wona na bi ne wo mo maka. Mokokude. General. We dey esrew. Ne yekoso o party mu fi se enye ne den. MPP party no ho. Womuni rebels chen NDC. But NDC has a way of taming its rebels. Kwakwa nyi do ho. Rebel ben wo MPP mo du kwakwa nyi do ho. Kwakwa nyi do ho NDC free abam wotin sama na okeka.
Yeah, hold on.
What is Okasabim? He has been tamed. If you want to tame rebels in your party, go ask the NDC people how they tamed kwakwa nyi do ho. They will teach you, they will tell you what they did. You to use that same approach and tame your people. And there's a divisions in the MDC more, divisions room, but you don't hear about it.
Sure.
Ask them, how do you do it?
Sure.
Consult. Now Apple phones you see only more screens. Samsung. Screen here what iPhones on Samsung and the are they no competitors?
Yeah.
So only be a chairman I'm about hobby na I. You see, you enter politics as a nation. And until say a better politics say ya nebe. Politics is to inure to the benefit of us all. Or mine nyina. And this is why you say, oh, Maybe I'm a politician for myself. You are not a politician. You are just greedy. You are just a greedy human being. And everything that you do must end up benefiting the people. If you cannot do that, then you are not doing politics.
Okay.
We need a strong NPP to put NDC on their toes to work.
Sure.
And we need a stronger NDC to put NPP on their toes to work. If you understand this, then consulting your fellow human being in the NDC or in the NPP shouldn't be a problem, because you understand that the fundamental issue is making Ghana work.
Sure.
That's all.
Sure.
American Democrats and Republicans, Uko UK Labour Party ne Baku, I think they have a Labour Party in something.
And then,
it's there. People will know what we are talking about. They will understand. Let's move on. They are there, but they consult each other, or to make their people better. Meboa. And obviously, any American, UK no more.
Yeah.
Into doing says or more say no more young my uncle come better alcohol. Yeah, Nigeria for bar how moon say name uncle so more be seeking to my year. Nigeria for bar I'm saying never going to move basic kingdom or higher money. I am money year my. Now we see ya. And yes, I never. I didn't know what I'm saying. And I'm the
But I think see a better 5 minutes be now. 2 minutes I can't.
Okay, Mate. So if you look at how things are going, then people need to sit down.
Okay.
And then consult their elders.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, say, depending on your crew or criticizing, criticizing or not see then or criticizing for you to be better.
Sure. So no, you just go back
of
to the
course.
person. He should let you know where he thinks you have flawed, how you can better.
And that unim niebe at that time your hotel makulu no am so mu yinafi. Ebe man e kon adoso obe kan sem. Ayi nsem apie. Oh, even me criticizing them no cry no. They still came to me for an advice. Oh. Yeah. Let me tell them, Dr. Amoakomba here, I was in the Okote say MPF as a I was Okote party group.
Yeah. I saw the baby.
I am Fabre. Yeah, you know. If you consult them and you bring all of them back on board, party ni be you. E be ye. MPP in
sure.
You get it?
Yeah.
They just need to reorganize, of course, and it will work out just fine. Okay. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you there. I'm moving on to our last topic for discussion. Is the 1 day levy, 1 Ghana cedi energy levy that we are to pay now, and its impact on the economy. We all know how fuel affects all aspects of our dealings in the economy. And so with this levy coming in, I think people are really yet to understand how this levy works. Because I've seen some flyers roaming around saying that compared to the e-levy, if you are sending 1,000 cedis, you pay 10 cedis on the e-levy. But with the D-levy, if you are buying 1,000 cedis of fuel, you are paying 89 cedis. These things are actually infuriating people. People believe that, and most of the drivers' unions has come out to voice out saying that some are even demanding an apology
from who?
The energy minister, that they Ebenum Krasi or Motsna say she share acquire about this D-levy, they weren't involved in it. They are also giving an ultimatum out to a data. They are going to increase their fares to 30% and all this. So we are looking at the impact of this thing. Do you think this is in the right direction from the government?
It is. I'll never have a problem with the D-levy. I explained it the other time here. And the videos are still on YouTube for people to go and then see. But you see, obi tena se no oka say o send 1,000 cedis at 10 cedis na o send o 1,000 cedis at 89 cedis a sabi nipa no ko nim ne okika 1,000 cedis na ekoto system no wo mo teme 10 cedis no mo nwie yo baby asa sika no be ko bia sante sa 10 cedis no
okay
and say 1,000 cedis no ko to system no ne ye transfer sika no 10 times a ya tesen me the 1,000 cedis amount
yeah
and I'll push him out DJ Cham me ye teme 10 and I'll push him out DJ Cham ya 10 DJ Cham I push him out Esinam ya 10 ya te DJ Cham 10 esen ye me ansanya 30 cedis
yeah
Esinam a pushi ama Wale ya 10 oka bo wan 40 me boa Wale a pushi ama Fiko ya 10 esen
50
ndi kambom nipa 10 esen
so it keeps going it keeps increasing.
Of course
okay
and this out tenase now ka say ye team 10 cities ninti assign no no a unim ne wo ka unim ne wo ka so unim ne wo ka nka won kasa na bi kura na 11 na won te ase electronic transactional levy so anytime you make a transaction it attracts the levy meboa this one is one time purchase uto we are 1,000 cedis no what we are san obese twe be just san koton for what you say so that is why the problem is that is why the diabolic attitude of omo ties ade na chi no comes in I think they are being too diabolical and it's not good for anybody
okay
then I'm telling her say the levy ya anye
yeah
na energy sector no collapse ya but driver for no crowd say ya am consult o no de ba de no de be pomp fu na gu car no
okay
ana on ben say bula no de ayi tupatum no ma sa no ma hwe gu car no sa no be no kwa ayi total na wa na tank no ya bi so na ya de tupa ma unim tup unim tup na de atum no asa no hwe gu car no yeah my politics I say o man no do yeah my politics I say o man no do obi abejeje yesla mvi nwotwe wa amfa anye ne wo so de ye ye ntimi nka no kora nkyere no e mo mpani ba bi ntena e na ono asan akwa akwa share no ye flyer de ba bonten say e na 11 D11 nye na D11 nye no fu na wo driver na so kotum 30% na to o to na sen ono na also enye na wodi na chi na to no 17 Ghana cedis 18 cedis depending on baby out no and now by 11 yeah the one cedi account man akọ 12 also one tiase what is the sense in this
I think it's yeah I'm say 14
even 14 granted say 14 what is the sense in that 13 17 14 and here now pay and you money did levy free so no fanko for 17
okay say yemre na so but then ibufu asem ya na omozo mba take ndom
ebe
but what should we accommodate such an idea?
You see, I'm not against somebody representing his people. Okwa asantema mu a otumfo mosi hene wo ho owo dagate hene wo ho owo gruma hene wo ho owo ahemfo bibiri ba mu nyina ahye na se
okay
what I say endinka akwoi ba yo so yibo hini nko che gama nche anase gbese manche anase we ne sub chief
okay
na wose wo ye Igbo ni ube ti Igbo kingdom na Ghana ohwe Ghana ma ohwe tribe no Igbo ka ho tribes na ohwe no Igbo ka ho sansem ni binti na friends bokunto kwantwae no
the baby has no money and be pre
say wo
yeah
of course sansem we
leaders wa the indigenous royals nanga say free ho no amono
be pre. And one aspect that annoys me about this whole thing is that nipa no kra na was oye Igbo king onye Igbo royal or Igbo krom ho was say
But we Igbo ni.
Oye Igbo ni ba onye royal. Igbo hene no me ho.
Do sha ye trash idea na.
Nti kura na nka me kura nka ma deport ne dada. Me nka na nka ma deport ne dada. Obeton cassette or Ghana be we be news cassette o be yekendo.
Well, that's by that.
Obeton cassette na den ba kuma. Obeton cassette.
Oh, Steve. Anyways, I mean, it's been a pleasure. We've missed you, as I said.
Me, I'm back.
Yeah. And we are glad to have you back.
I have exams tomorrow, Saturday, but let's see next week if I don't have any exams on Thursday. I'll be here.
Okay, sure. We'll be looking forward to you.
All right.
So your last words before we
I miss my people, and I know they miss me too.
Sure.
We are back, and then we are going to serve them even better. Mama said, "I said my coca cracker." I wanna. I'm my coca. Nti kokono so I'm brighting my name kwa drum adwen.
Hey, so watch that nipa tuntum for hey. Yo, atutum for ya toma.
Manka broni o, me say my koko. Koko is different from broni.
All right. So, yeah, this is where we end the conversation for today. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. More goodies coming your way right after this show. So stay tuned and enjoy the rest of your day.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.